Hello, it's me, Blazing. Um, so yeah, here's a random video that I hope makes it to Halloween. Um, so I wanted to get a Halloween video out, but I've been busy basically every day of October. So last night I played Luigi's Mansion for about 4 hours, and then I played it for another 2 hours today so I could finish up the game while recording it all. And now I'm going to do a quick tier list on my favorite floors and my least favorite floors. We're gonna start from the my least favorite, and then we're gonna end on my favorite floor. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video.
And I met you in the summer, so my heart beat.
All right, coming in at number 15 is Boilerworks. Boilerworks is my least favorite Luigi's Mansion 3 floor, just for the simple fact that it's a water level. Um, I also don't like the pool floaty. The controls are very weird on it, and the fact that this little section right here where you're supposed to escape these sharks, I still don't know how you're supposed to do it. I played it twice. I don't know how you're supposed to escape that, and I think you're just supposed to juke them, but I don't know. I just don't like that. Um, yeah, it's just not my favorite. We can just move on. I can talk more about how much I hate it, but I think this is it. We'll just move on. All right, coming in at number 14 is actually three different floors because I think they're so similar they might as well just be in the same category or tier. We have basement, grand lobby, and rip suites. The reason why I put them together is because they're just like tutorial levels in a sense. Like basement's just the beginning level. You're just learning how to like move around, how to walk around, and Polterpup even teaches you how to use the poltergust. So it's whatever. Um, Grand Lobby, well, that's just another tutorial level. It just teaches you how to fight ghosts. So yeah, whatever. And then Rip Suites, it's like the first actual floor that you get to explore, and it's kind of boring because it's just supposed to be the hotel floor in a sense. Like there's nothing different about it. It's just hotel floor. And as for the bosses, I think the basement boss was pretty all right. It's a really good boss for like for someone's first time. And then for 4 or 5, the maid person, I don't know what their names are. I think they're a pretty also a pretty okay boss because it teaches you how to use the suction shot. But yeah, overall, um, I put them down here because obviously they're pretty boring, but they're made to be boring because they're just tutorial levels. But yeah, I just put them at the bottom. All right, now at number 13 we have hotel shops. Um, as it says in the name, it's just a bunch of shops in the hotel. That's why I put it so low. It's another kind of boring level for me. It's nothing too like whatever. It's whatever. You know, nothing too silly, nothing too fantastic. It's just hotel shops. Though I guess I do like that. This is your first time using Luigi, which is like Luigi's partner in the game. It's just Luigi himself made out of goo, and basically you just use him to get through places that Luigi can't fit through. Like if there's like a vent, Luigi can just like slide right through it, and that's the main mechanic that's happening in this area. You just use Luigi to slide through the closed doors of the stores, get the key, fight some ghosts, get the next key, fight some more ghosts, and that's it. At the end of it, you fight the cop ghost boss, which I think is it's an okay boss. Like I said, it's whatever, you know. Like these first bosses are not really like fantastic or anything. They're still trying to get you into the game, so I can understand that it's kind of boring. But I do like using Luigi, so hey, that's a plus. But yeah, that's number 13. All right, now at number 12 we have the dance floor. This floor is actually floor 14, the last floor before the boss floor. Um, this one is really low on the list because um, the Just to clarify, this isn't like a puzzle solving floor. This is just a boss floor. Like there's like a couple floors in the game where there's no puzzles to solve. You're just fighting a boss and that's it. And this is one of them. And it's probably the most boring one. The music is good. Don't get me wrong. The music is really good when you're fighting. It's really funky. But the boss fight's just kind of boring. All you're doing is pressing ZR and ZL just to see where the button is on a bunch of ghosts. And after you do that like 6 times, you just fight the boss, which is just the same thing. You just keep doing the same button presses, and it'll just work. There's not much to do. You just press the buttons over and over again until the boss is stunned. Then you suck them up, and that's it. So yeah, that's why this floor is really low on the list. All right, at number 11 we have the Master Suite, the 15th floor. This is the final floor that you visit before heading off to the rooftop to fight the final boss. And for a final floor, it is very underwhelming. The puzzles aren't even really puzzles, they're just rooms filled with lasers that you have to walk at the right time or jump at the right time to dodge. And you just get like 4 keys and that's it. Um, though I do like the ghost fighting in this floor because after collecting each key, you fight a couple of ghosts. It makes you feel like it's a final fight because you're like fighting waves and waves of ghosts. It feels pretty cool in a way. Um, but the boss fight is not that interesting either. It's kind of boring. You fight Helen Gravely, the person that invited you to this hotel, and uh, the boss fight is basically just waiting for her to try and hit you with her mirror, and then you stun her when she does that, and then you just suck her up, and that's it. The only interesting part about the boss fight that I liked was using Luigi to go underground and disable lasers, but besides that, the rest of the floor is kind of boring. That's why it's just low on the list.
Do the Mario swing!
And at number 10, we have the mezzanine, floor 2. This is the first floor where you're no longer being taught anything. Like, it's not a tutorial floor. You're just using what you know to beat the floors now. Um, this is not so much a puzzle solving room, but just a combat floor where you're just fighting ghosts because you go into a little restaurant, you beat up some ghosts, and then after you're done beating up a bunch of ghosts, you go into the kitchen and you beat up the chef, which is the boss ghost of this floor. But then afterwards, after you get your button, it gets stolen by a rat, and you have to chase down the rat to get the button back. And I do like this floor just because I do like how you use the cheese to get the rat to come out of its hiding spot, and you use Luigi to get into the bathroom to eventually stun the rat and get the button back. I do like the way that happens. That's pretty funny to me. And yeah, honestly, I think this is a pretty good starter floor for people that are first starting up the game. I think this is like a really good way of getting people like into the game and trying to figure out things on their own. I really like it. Yeah. So yeah, this is at number 10. At number 9, we have floor 13, the fitness center. I really like this floor because it balances both puzzle solving and combat. Like one of the puzzles that I liked solving on this floor was where you used a mirror on the wall to look at mats that were on the wall to so it could help you match the mats on the floor, and you know which way to set them up, and you would get like a reward after that, like some gold and stuff. And one of the combat sections that I really liked in this section was where you see these two big red ghosts, and one of them has a weight plate. And what you do is that you make that ghost throw it onto the other ghost to stun it, and then you just stun them and suck them up. And yeah, the only thing I didn't like in this section was the boss ghost. The boss ghost is a water volleyball player. He just swims in the water, and what he does is that if he sees Luigi, he will spray water all over him and make him evaporate because that's just how Luigi works. And so basically, you have to distract him with Luigi by throwing a ball at the ghost once he throws it at you. and then have Luigi disable the water in the back. But it's really tight on time because if you're not fast enough, he will just spray water at you when he gets back up, and it's just on my first playthrough it was very hard. The second one I understood a bit more, so it didn't take as long, but it was still annoying. But yeah, this is at the number 9 spot. All right. At number 8, we have Floor 4, The Great Stage. I would say that from here onward, every floor I talk about, I enjoyed more than disliked. Like, this is the good part of the tier list now. So yeah, number 8, we have The Great Stage. This isn't a puzzle solving level, this is more just a boss ghost level, but it's a really good one. I really liked I really like the whole aesthetic. It's just piano playing. It seems really nice, honestly. Um, and it's a lot more fun than the dance hall floor where you're just spamming two buttons. In this one, you have to actively move around, try dodging flying chairs, dodge the piano coming after you, throw bombs at the piano to stun it, and then eventually stun the ghost and kill it. You do it 3 times in a row, and you beat it, just like any other level. But yeah, it's a lot more fun than the dance hall boss fight. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I even like how the ghost looks like. He looks very nice. Yeah. So this is number 8.
Official flower business.
So we are at the number 7 spot, which, funny enough, is floor 7, the Garden Suites. Um, this floor, as the name says, is just a garden with very enlarged plants, and some of them even try to eat Luigi. I really like the aesthetic of this floor. I really like what they do with the plants. Like, you swing from leaf to leaf using a vine. The boss tries to throw pineapples at you while you're climbing up the stairs. Very large pineapples. You use mushrooms to you jump on some mushrooms to jump really high. Some of the rooms even have different leaves. Like one room has autumn leaves, or the other room has spring leaves. And you even get to use a saw at some point to cut up some leaves, and you even use it in the boss fight. Um, so yeah, the boss fight, I like it though. It's kind of weird because what basically we're supposed to do, you're supposed to wait for the plant to try and chew on a pumpkin, and while it's stuck, you saw the plant down, and then you stun the boss and stuff. But the plant sometimes doesn't want to chew on a pumpkin. It just keeps running into you, and it's really, I don't know if it's buggy or if I just suck. It's probably just because I suck, but yeah. I also like the ending of this section because it has a like I would want to say it's like a Mario reference, like in the side scroller games where you use the vine to climb up somewhere. Like you do that, like you use the watering can to water a little plant, and it grows into that big vine that you use to climb and get the key. I really think that's really funny. So yeah, this is at the number 7 spot.
Magic.
We are now at number 6, which is floor 11, Twisted Sweets. This is just like, I don't know what else to call it, the magic floor. The boss is three, I'm guessing they're triplets, three triplet girls. And basically, I think this floor has the most puzzles out of any other floor in the game, which I really like. I really love the puzzles in this floor. Like, you're dealing with upside down bedrooms, you're dealing with a mirror on against a wall where you can't see yourself. Like it's honestly like really cool. You're also dealing with like keys becoming into animals. Like it's honestly like a really good floor. I even like the boss fight. The boss fight reminds me of like Mario 3D World, like one of the boss fights in that game. It's honestly really good. I even like it when the girls change the doorways. So they no longer lead to the right places, and it's now just a maze of you trying to get back to the lobby of the floor. And yeah, honestly, I really like this floor at the number 6 spot. All right, on to number 5, which is floor 6, Castle McFrights. This is just the medieval floor. I think this deserves to be on the top 5. Like this is such a good one, such a good floor. This I really like the medieval traps or just traps in general. Like they have spike traps, they have like walls coming in closer about to crush Luigi. They have mannequins shooting crossbows. It's such a like a good like floor full of puzzles. I really like it. I even like the boss fight. The boss fight's pretty good. I suck at the boss fight. I really suck at it, but I really do like it, and I really like the aesthetic. Just this one, I deserves to be on the number five spot. Super good. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Traps are good. Boss fight's good. The aesthetic is good. This floor is so good. Yep, that's it. Now at number four, we have the Unnatural History Museum, which is floor nine. This is another boss fight floor where there's no puzzles, just a boss fight, and it's I really like it. I really like this one. I really like that you use Luigi to distract the dinosaur while you shoot an egg at it. I also like the boss fight. I also like just like the caveman. Like yes, the caveman's a pretty simple one where he just hits the club onto the ground to make big shock waves and it gets stuck, but it makes sense, you know? Like for Helen Gravely, it did not make sense for her to get a mirror stuck in the ground. But the caveman, it makes sense. I just like the big dinosaur, and I like the caveman. I really like the fight. It's really good. Yeah. I'm really speeding these up, by the way, because it's 11:19, and I need to get this out within 40 minutes. So these are going to go by pretty fast now. All right, and now we're in the top three. At number three, we have Floor 12, the Spectral Catch, which is a pirate ship boss fight. This is another boss fight floor, no puzzles, just a boss fight. And once again, this is my favorite boss fight floor in the entire game. Because this one boss fight is so good because there's so many mechanics and it makes it feel like it's action packed, especially when Luigi's like hanging off of a piece of wood with his plunger shot. It makes it feel like he's like I don't know. It makes you feel so action packed, and I really like it. It's honestly super good. I really enjoyed this one. I when I first played it, my first playthrough, I thought I wasn't gonna enjoy it, but it became one of my favorites. And now at number two, we have the Tomb Suites, which is floor 10. This floor is is an Egyptian floor where it's about mummies and stuff, and I really like the traps that you get into. Like I really like how when you're when you walk in, you get trapped, and then I really like the sand physics are pretty cool. Sometimes it's buggy though, so that's the only problem I have with it. But besides that, I really like the puzzles, like the weight scale where you're trying to make the arrow land on the right animal, the other trap where you're trying to disable all of the lasers before you get crushed to death, which I unfortunately did get crushed to death. Um, and I also like the one where you're shooting crystals into holes in the wall to block the poison from getting to you. The only one thing I did not like in this dungeon was the snakes. The snakes were so annoying. But besides that, good dungeon. And now, finally, the number one spot on this tier list, Floor 8 Paranormal Productions. This is my favorite floor in the entire game just because of the uniqueness of it. I love how there's four different movie sets that you use items from each set to get to the next one, and I like how the boss fight's also very unique. You're not fighting the ghost himself, like the boss ghost. You're fighting just a blue ghost, but they're dressed up as Godzilla because the story of this floor is that the boss ghost wants to direct a movie, and he wants you to star in it after you get him his megaphone back. And you do star in it. You kill the blue ghost, and you get the button back. He decides to give it to you without even fighting you. And that's what I also like. I also like that you don't need to kill him to get the key. He literally just gives it to you because he's just happy with the film that he has. Uh, and I also find it funny that you can kill him either way. You can go into the directing room and suck him up after he gives you the key, just if you wanted to. But if you do leave him around, if you come back at the end of the game, he will have a film ready for you that you can watch, and it'll like show actual gameplay of you fighting this ghost. It's really good, honestly. Uh, yeah, this floor. I also like all the little references, like Mario Strikers. I think it's Smash Brothers, and then the obvious reference, Punch Out. It even comes out with a green glove when you suction cup it. I think. Yeah,
it's this floor is just so amazing. I wish the game was more like this. Like I think this floor is when the developers of this game peaked. Like this was peak and everything here was going downward. But yeah, honestly, this is my favorite one. And yep, that's the end of the tier list. Thank you, you stuck around. Um, a- as I said earlier, like in the number four spot, I really want to get this video out before Halloween ends, and currently it is 11:25 p.m. So I have about 35 minutes left before it is November 1st. So I really need to get this video out. So hopefully it will be out soon. If not, then that would be very disappointing. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching this video. I did stream this. I did stream this game on Twitch. Um, I am planning to do like a funny moments highlight reel, whatever, of the stream later on, like maybe next week or something. Who knows? Who knows when I'll upload with my schedule? But yeah, thank you for watching. See you around.